Good morning, welcome. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. Very shortly, we want to get the program away. I'm Alfonso Ziensot, and my Julius is in Liberia. I'm from Sky Communication. FM 107.1. This is the Liberian World today. So very shortly, we will get this program away. Just bear with us. Very shortly, we'll get a ball rolling right here. So welcome, and hopefully just hit the share button as well as a way to you can join this program here. This is the first edition after a little break here on the Liberian World today. And we will be having a wide range of conversation. My man, Uncle Jay is standing by in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. And hopefully one of the panelists is going to be joining us here. We say welcome, good morning to USA, and good morning to Liberia. The day the clock is eating, trust me, the process is on, and we will be having that conversation here very shortly. Welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso, your host and anchor. Let's get the ball rolling right here, right now, from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio in collaboration with Sky FM Liberia. Welcome to the show. All right, let's get the ball rolling. So welcome. TV. We want to welcome you to this editions of the Liberian World today. It's an informative news magazine in collaboration with LPR and Sky Communications Network in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. This program moving forward will be here every Saturday 12 Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. local time in Liberia. So let me see here. Let me see what I can get. Uncle Julius here. In the meanwhile, he is in the heartbeat of the Republic of Liberia, all of the G's, the fries, and the political process. I'm quite sure keeping track of what is happening, and hopefully one of our analysts is going to be joining us here. And we are here to make the news fair, balanced, and proportional. Less entertainment will be part of our conversation. Too much is going on. But let me bring in Uncle Julius here. Let's see it and get what is going on. He's in studio at Sky Communication Network. Uncle Julius, good evening.
Let me say good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. How you coming, Alfonso? How are you getting me?
Loud and clear. Wait a minute. Are you going to the Expo Complex or are you a Barrow man?
No, I'm never a Barrow man. I am.
Okay, then I think it will be a good body because I have one of the liberal on this network who is big time fan of Marlboro, but I am also a register. Okay, Ta, we say thank you so much as usual for your commitment and all of the things that you do, and our deepest appreciation to the management and staff of Sky FM network television as well. Our voices will be hovering in the Republic of Liberia ahead of what appears to be a consequential decision to making in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. And this is how we want to do it. Will decide what just few months from now in October. Julius, you are in Liberia. Let's hear how is the atmosphere in terms of the process. What are Liberians, ordinary electors, are saying with respect to October decision day in Liberia?
Well, the momentum is growing. As you are aware, we will shortly, maybe a month or two from now, or a month or few days from now, we will be going into campaign period. And so the momentum is gradually growing, especially when you see political parties, standard bearers naming their running mates. Joseph Walker had named his, the CPP also named their running mates. They want to go with Zana Cummins. Initially, we saw President William Metini as vice president. And so we are now waiting for the likes of Tiawan Gonglo and other political parties. But something we heard yesterday and is lingering around the city is that I don't know whether it's true, it's not authenticated yet, is that Tiawan Gonglo, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, sorry, my name Mary brought to be his running mate, but we don't know whether it's true or false. But we're still waiting to see. I talked to one or two of his followers yesterday, and they told me I have not really contacted Councillor Gonglo to ask him. But that's some of the things. And one major thing again is the American ambassador accredited near Liberia, Marco McCarthy, reacted sharply and to what happened or transpired as Prince Johnson's church on last Sunday. And in fact, he called it a nonsense and advised all political parties heads to adhere or follow the Farmington Hotel agreement that they signed in April, and about violent-free election and stuff like that. So you are reminding them. But one thing that baffles many of us is that when you hear the ambassador saying nonsense, that for sure you know that maybe they are angry or he was in an anger mood. So that's it. So basically, what's happening in the country?
I can tell you, those are Uncle Julius. Those are common words deployed by American politicians. Nonsense, bullshit, all those sort of words. They sound very horrible to us, but that's their way to express their dissatisfaction, discontent with respect to how the process is being played here. But it's quite fascinating. As a matter of fact, I did reach out to with the embassy in Liberia, and I'm expecting the email in 3 to 5 days. That's the protocol. In 3 to 5 days, we will hear from the LPR. We made a request. There are a lot of talking points in the comments, depending who you talk to. Some say the Americans, the ambassador is deeply involved in the politics of Liberia. However, the question too is now being asked how much America has been investing into the economic growth, infrastructure, and other humanitarian So they are not asking that question. However, they say in 3 to 5 days, that does not suggest even whether the ambassador will appear. By the way, you can join us live both on Sky and LPR, Facebook, YouTube, and channel. So that's it. So how has it been played? How has it been received? Who seems to be the victims of the American ambassador, the envoy statement? Is any either of the side feel victimized or feel targeted by the ambassador comments, you think?
Well, there are no reactions yet from either the opposition or the ruling party, except for the ones that the ambassador talked about in State of the Nation, where he traveled around the country and then he released a statement, which of course he said a lot of the people in the hinterland were not enjoying what the government promised, and then all of his comments were reacted upon. We remember the president pro tem then reacted to it and said that the ambassador was acting as if he's taking part in politics and supporting the opposition. After a few weeks, we also heard the Speaker of the House of Representatives also reacting to it, and their reactions were all negative and in fact branding the ambassador as maybe a politician or so, but not um, a diplomat.
Well, a diplomat is always a politician. Remember, he is the direct representations of the White House, the President of the
Mm.
United States of America, to all aids, humanitarian channel through the embassy with aid, with other agencies. So the ambassador, obviously, being beside being a diplomat, is a politician because he represents the interests of his country. Why do you think the few targeted the ambassador toward making specific reference to them? Why would they say the ambassador is in favor of the opposition? Why would somebody want to think that way?
Simple, because the statement from the ambassador was definitely telling the ruling or the governing government, I don't want to say ruling, the government that
Hmm.
people are not enjoying their tenure and stuff like that. Because the ambassador went through the length and breadth of this country, and the last place he visited in Bapuru, and he talked about the hospitals not receiving the amount allocated in the budget for them, and so it was like a challenge to the government. So yes, where the information minister also reacted, and then afterward, and we heard the president pro tem and the speaker also reacting. So they were all like it was against them. So they must react to they must react to it to tell the world that what the ambassador was saying is not true and so forth.
So it seemed this comment, and that's not the first time the American ambassador, and the action by Ambassador McCarthy reminds me of that of Willen Swint during the presidency of the late Samuel Doe. Willen Swint was very vehement. He was not holding back. He was really speaking out here. But I'm wondering here, this seems to get under the skins of GOL with these multiple voices coming instead of maybe the Minister of Information, who is the official spokesperson of the government of Liberia, to come out to say. But I'm wondering if anybody took microphone to ask these leaders, wait a minute, you said this is what the ambassador is saying, but is it true that medications or relief aid was given for specific purpose? I'm not sure what is the new arrangement in terms of how far a diplomat should go from the capital where he or she is accredited. And if I'm quite sure they are aware of the ambassador living in Monrovia traveling to those places. Do you think so, or it was unaware situation?
They'll definitely be aware. And the ambassador, in his statement, he said he's not an ambassador of Morovia. He's an ambassador of Liberia. So for that, he can go anywhere in the country, and that's exactly what he did.
That's what he said. He's not an
Yeah,
ambassador of Monrovia.
yeah. He's not an ambassador of Morovia. I'm ambassador of Liberia, and so he had the power to visit anywhere in Morovia, in Liberia, and give a report. Mayu, he said he promised the Congress that he was going to be ambassador of Liberia and not ambassador of Morovia. That's exactly what he did by traveling throughout the country and releasing a report.
Okay, let's listen to some of our little sound by here. Let's see here.
I expect all parties to avoid a repeat of the nonsense that we saw 2 weeks ago with the interruption of church services. The political disruption was completely unacceptable. And to the political leaders, let us say this. If your signature means anything, we depend on your honor to uphold those high standards invoked in the Declaration. So, starting from this very moment forward, come on, guys. You signed it. Now it's time to uphold it.
Come on, guys. You sign it, and it is time to uphold it. This is like someone babysitting adults in the room. Even though they are adults, but maybe developmental age kick in, and then somebody have to come to provide some sort of tutoring. Stop this nonsense. You sign it, you must uphold it. That's how the American politicians behave, and that's how they speak. Do you think this message going down well with the politicians in Liberia? The fact here is they sign it, and they must hold it. But the soundbite, the red meat, the tone that we are getting to gradually building unnecessary political tension. And this is why Uncle Sam is coming out now strongly to warn them. And that they must take that into serious concern.
Yes, if you see at a point in time where we are yet to be into, or to maybe to start the campaigning, and the tension starts to grow, where people will start attacking uh, churches and stuff like that, opposition churches. So that's a clear signal. But what I said on this radio before is it. I always say this. I think the ambassador was just trying to remind political leaders of the document is signed at the Farmington Hotel in April. So I think that was just a sign of reminder.
Why should adults be reminded of their responsibility? This is something they committed themselves of doing, and the Liberian people are looking up to them to have that executed well and for the conduct. And all of these are meant for the conduct of sabot election. We know how elections are very tight, tension packed, and potentially violence if the heads of these institutions are unable to control their words and how it is being sent out there to their supporters. So why should the ambassadors, why should they allow themselves? Because they are created a situation that compel the ambassador to come out to to speak out. And he has a right to speak because America does have a greater share in terms of all of the assistance. These are taxpayer money. These are taxpayer money. People that are who have not been in Liberia, who are been in Liberia. This is how they keep up going. So why should they allow this to reach to this point here in the first place?
Well, we are all human, and sometimes these things happen. You would sign a document and you will say something. Who knows? Humanly speaking, you might forget. So, but I think for me, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's what I'm thinking. Like you're probably reminding them that a few months ago you went to Farmington Hotel in your fabulous cars. You went there, you enjoy yourselves. You signed
That
a
was just a
document.
Budweiser trip these guys went for. I can tell you because
don't forget that you sign a document, and you sign a document that means that you have a greater role to play and a responsibility as well to probably tell your supporters to stop, because this thing came in a wake of Prince Johnson saying on a Facebook page that you are going to react to Vice President Joe Taylor at the church on a Sunday after she has said something about him at the Senate. So he posted on a page that you're going to react in the church. So based upon that, probably those guys then went to disrupt the church and then they left. So the ambassador is trying to tell them that, look, tell your supporters you sign a document, keep or withhold that document, try to maintain the peace in the country. And now I think it's a time because the point I'm making there is that we are yet to get into campaigning people in the season. So tell me, if we'll start campaigning where people will be buying morphine, other candidates on the podium as well, what you expect? You will expect more than that. So I think the ambassador was just there saying that, hey, you guys, you should be smart. You should know that you sign a document and you need to uphold that document. That's all. But sometimes to put a reminder out of the person.
So I'm wondering here, what are these guys that were compelled, they were forced to go into this agreement? Why it is true, it is in the interest of the electoral process is set and for civility to the country, knowing where we come from. I think they went there out of their own volitions, and they should behave like an adult signing an agreement and stick to it. But this is part of the problem's lack of political tolerance on the part of most of our politicians. Every little thing gets under their skin and their reaction becomes an outburst. This is where we are. I am hoping that invitation we reach out with the embassy. I'm interested to see, hopefully, and they are good. If they will honor it, they will let us know. If not, they will let us know. They are not people that when you write When they tell you say in 3 to 4 days, trust me, they're gonna get back with you regardless about the answer. But we want to really get it. He's winding down and he's letting all out. And I'm quite sure I wouldn't be surprised. Even the incoming ambassador will continue on that pace because that's the mandate, that's the policy of the U.S. government being executed. So the issue of the American ambassador going to be quiet, that's not going to happen. They speak in other places openly, whether you agree or disagree with them. Now, with respect of his comments regarding Prince Johnson's charge of the disruption here, how Mr. Johnson, Senator Johnson, and his supporters says that do they see that Uncle Sam popping on his back? But they are looking at the bigger picture of the potential consequences if there was anything to happen. I'm not sure why it was done, why people went out there. The issue of the war crime code had been out there a long time. So why would people want to go there and say they're going to do anything? Because that's just a recipe to chaotic situation.
Okay, so Senator Johnson is here to react to the ambassador call or statement. So we are still waiting. We know sometimes the senator will keep quiet, but he will react normally in his church. He's behind the pulpit. So maybe tomorrow, everyone's expecting that maybe tomorrow the church might react. But for now, he's quiet on it. He's not saying anything about the ambassador statement condemning the act that took place at his church. So we're still waiting. Probably tomorrow, if he reacts to that, then we'll come and say it here.
Yeah, but I mean, for this one, the tone of the ambassador seems to be a kind of good breakfast for Prince Johnson because the ambassador, in a diplomatic term, to this condemning that why people should disrupt survey, why the American may have their own policy, but there are other things that they respect to people. So I don't think I'm not sure, but if Prince Johnson is to respond, he will kind of re-echo or rehash the words of the envoy. To say what happened was wrong here. But beyond that now, ANC, CPP now, I get their pick. How is this nominee of Charlene, Councillor Bronskin, is being played out? Because the purpose of from what I see and folks that I talked to too, from the CPP, it was meant to undercut Ambassador Boycott, where appears to be a stronghold with Nyomli Kangalaren, who is having a great time here now. We learned that they're going to be having some party events in Philadelphia somewhere between today or whatever this weekend. How is this playing out in the Basel land, as they've been calling it?
Well, in the Basel land, I was fortunate to have attended to be in Basel when they were announcing the vice call it running mate slot two of Charlene Bromskin, and we got to Basel that afternoon. We met the crown arrival at the junction called Morovia Junction, and we had a march from the junction to the square. And I mean, the program was fruitful, colorful, successful. She was named, and then she was speaking. She spoke as well. But the reactions here is mixed. There are others who think that it's a good pick because what they say is that Mr. Cummins is free from all government activities, like they call him clean hand, and the clean hand, yeah. And so Charlene also is also
okay, let me stop you here. One of our analysts who is also a strong supporter of GUL is joining this forum from the Constitution State of Connecticut. Wilton Ketter is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio and support the government of George Manning. We are joining the forum from Connecticut. Good morning, Wilton.
Good morning, brother. And good morning to our SKY host on the other end.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
For his afternoon.
You're smiling this morning. What are you hearing from Liberia?
Well, I'm hearing great news from the country. I think the country is peaceful, and people are going about their normal businesses, are doing those things that are necessary to enhance our peace. And I also saw a video from Grand Basel where one of the breaches, I think the St. John Breach, they breached over the St. John River, had a problem, and I think the government were quick to respond, even though not to fix it, but were quick to respond and ensure that give the people assurance that things will be okay. I think that was positive news. because we need quick response when our citizens,
especially in the time within the proximity of elections that we are political dividend, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, hopefully the other rest will join here. Yeah, okay, Uncle Julius, carry on. So this Charlene thing here is a gaining momentum, and I've been saying we also reach out. We hope to talk to her as well, and not just only her. All sides in this process, we keep to make a proportional, fair balance, give everybody the opportunity to tell their narrative. We in the media, it is not our job to be judgmental. We must give people the opportunity to speak out, and then we can hold them of their word. But it's quite amazing. She's been put out there extensively, aggressively by CPP now. The strategy perhaps to neutralize some of these apprehension, uh, before the real actions. What is the nonsense which to use like the American ambassador is this tribal thing that she is running to be the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. So I'm not sure why the other side is injecting this. Can't speak dialect. Can't come on. She's not contesting to be the vice president of the. If there's a Republic of Grand Ambassador, then of course maybe we can make that argument. I'm not sure why they are going in that direction. Why are they going there, Julius?
Well, basically, those that you hear say that are those from the other side of the coin. That is the Liberty Party side of Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence. Like, for example, Daniel Sano. No, I will always say she doesn't speak the tribe and she can represent the people, and so they always try to criticize Charlene for being picked by, how they call it, Mr. Cummins. Yes, yesterday, therefore yesterday, Thursday, Daniel Sano even appeared here and said he was disappointed because they contacted Charlene. I mean, Senator Lawrence contacted Charlene once upon a time about the party, and she said she's not willing to go into politics. She wants to be to take care of her law firm, and the pastors were talking to her, catering. That's the focusing on her church activities. But they were so surprised to see that she was picked by Mr. Cummins and she accepted. So it was a sign of betrayal and the fact, her father, will not forgive her. A lot of things he said. So some of these things that you hear about saying that, she can speak her own tribe and so she can represent Bassa people, it's coming from the other side of the coin. Now, trust me, the last time I said something, I said, if the opposition think they want to win or want to remove Joshua from power, what they should do is to fight Joshua collectively. But if you see the opposition fighting among themselves and the CDC is sitting there watching them, so just they assume they'll go to runoff. I mean, how are they going to do it? So the fight is, for now, the fight I'm seeing it between the British side of Liberty Party and the Nyombi side of Liberty Party when it comes to Nyombi debate.
And then I'm quite sure my man I'm quite sure these are conversations Wilton Ketot and other ties hardcore seditions because they are causing self-inflation within that will also empower GOL to find some political tools to use by. Correct, Wilton?
Well, I have a different approach to that. I think what is happening in the opposition is complete dysfunction, and I don't think sedition needs to even get involved in it. Let it continue to cause damage as much as possible. It's in the interest of the ruling establishment. So for me to go and just melt into what they're doing, well, if you want me to melt, I would say continue forcing, continue throwing red meat at each other, continue denigrating each other and bringing the opposition black down is to my advantage. But like the brother said, nobody can determine who want to be who at any given time in Liberia. Charlene Bronstein, whether she said she wanted to practice her law or continue doing her law business in Liberia, and later on she changed to be a political figure, it's up to her. And she has the right as a Liberian. Nobody determines nobody destiny. And I think as a Liberian, she's a fine woman. She's a decent woman, educated, and she can do what she wants to do. And so Alexander Kumi choosing her is a plus to Alexander Kumi presidential.
Why would you want to pretend here is a plus? What's the plus? Is that the C plus you are giving? You're not
it's a plus to Kumi's because Kumi had no constituents. To be honest with you, everybody will ask me where your support base, where do you have now? He got a piece of Grand Bassa.
What
He
is the
has a
idea of the support base? He doesn't have a what? A demographic that most people direct.
exactly. That was the politics that been preached all around. They said Joseph Waka got Lofa Kante, Prince Johnson got Nima Kante, President Weah got the southeastern region part of Monserrato Kante. What ANC has? Nothing. So that is still the true idea.
Hopefully,
Now,
Amos Joyce and all the ANC, our analysts, they can come here because we don't want to, because you are about to really throw them down here. Julius, is that a conversation in there as well, in the interest of it? Are those conversations people being kept in Liberia? They don't have a base, do not have a base. Why are they not asking for these people to have policy, their platform, who they are, what they represent, their infrastructural plan, their educational plan, their health plan? What is their economic plans to put food on the table? That should be the conversation we should be having by this time.
Yeah, certainly sure. We all thought that's a conversation we should be having by this time, but politics is a different ball game. So everyone will say that Cummings doesn't have a base, but Cummings and his followers are all saying they have a base, and in subsequent time people will see. In fact, they are very optimistic that in fact the election they will win it. So people who are saying that, of course, there's similar discussion here back home about Mr.
Getting more
Cummings.
interesting. Analyst Oteviot Jones Malice of the Liberia Public Radio, also based in the ocean state of Rhode Island, still undecided. He said he's a political commodity. So until someone can call him, then he will make a political decision. I'm not sure whether it is the actions of Walton Ketter that evoke him here. Let's see. John Malice, good morning. Malice Jones, are you there? Okay, I think Jones, are you here? We're not hearing you. You gotta check your microphone.
Maybe he's muted.
Malice, you gotta check your microphone.
put him in the back that he get ready.
Yeah. What, Jones, we're not hearing you. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let me see what I can send message in the chat here because we are not hearing, so we're not keeping that. Okay,
so this is the thing. Like I was saying, and the brother alluded to that too. You know what I'm saying? Our politics is based on now, geographical background, geographical location, who has what in what area, and so like I said, Charlene Bronski has elevated Alexander Cummings to a place where Liberian people will stop at least talking about where is it based, because she had taken a big chunk of Liberty Party from the Basel Belt and giving it to Alexander Cummings so he can stand proud and knock his chest and say, look, the Basel people behind me, even though I'm from Maryland County, but the Basel people
are you hearing us now?
Yeah.
So were you communicating with the guys, your people? You rather make a proclamation or what?
No, I was just making some political adjustment.
Oh, man. So what? You going to run in Lofa or where? Okay. Getting more interesting. Analysts of the Liberia Public Radio also support Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka. That's the diversities of business where the beauty of it will make all voices heard, and I will let them to go here. Let's see here. Let's bring you here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, people of Liberia. Good morning, fellow panelists. Okay, your man smiling like the cat up there. I see the beautiful smile in your face this morning. How you guys doing? I jealous you, right?
Courtesy is in the fry. Okay, yeah, go ahead. So, Mally Jones, you heard the ambassador start this nonsense. Would they stop?
Well, depending on which of the audiences the ambassador is speaking to.
Oh, God, we're going there again.
If he's speaking to the audience that's generating some comfort and support base for him, then that audience is fine. If he generating his statement for the audience that continue to find problem with him, then the ambassador will remain non-receptive at all times. If he also generating his statement for the audience that believe that this is a democracy and Liberia is a sovereign state, and we should do things according to our maturity as a nation and as a nation state, then they will have to see the ambassador from a different political lens.
You seems to rehash those things that you say here. You vehemently against the traveling of the ambassador going there here. I want to come to you, but Carlo, let me come to you. You heard Wharton here saying he likes what is going on. In fact, CPP comments now tip the backyard of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka. Do you agree with him?
Well, that his belief, that his that his view. I have nothing against his view, but that's not the truth. So that's I mean, he has the right to say what he has to say, but looking at the reality, I think that's not true.
That's not true. What we have not been seeing much, or let me say, we have not been seeing much in terms of aggressiveness since the Basalt episode. That huge phenomenon 10 list and endorsement by Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence. Where is the ambassador now? Where is Unity Party? What next?
Well, you sit here in Rhode Island, you will not see
Oh
exactly what
Lord.
is going on the ground there, but I can assure you that, a lot of things going on. And when I say things going on, I know what comes in my inbox every day, and I know what comes in other as other comments, towards the party. So that will not be true. Maybe you don't
Okay.
see it, but things are going on. Various counties, mobilization going on in various groups, because we have district commissioners, we have district heads that are responsible. They have some responsibility to undertake, and that's where we're going. We're not going to be publicizing all day on Facebook or radio station, but I can assure you that we are making moves.
Okay, let me bring in Uncle Julia. We're going to keep it strictly to the point. I want to make wise of the system meanings allotted to us. What is the activity? Is there any things breeding on the ground there, Julius? Are you in Liberia with respect to political activity? Are they really gearing up to dissent in other parts of the country, not just only Morovia, to take the message? Is that what they are doing? Is there something like that? You seeing that sort of shadow movement?
Well, really, they've not started going around the country yet. I think they're waiting for the campaign period, but since the naming of running mates, Joseph Walker named his running mate, we see them, we saw them running the Grand Basel, having consultative meeting, and then Senator Lawrence joined them. They also, I think they have a plan of going to Nimba and learn that they're supposed to go to Nimba to tell the Nimbaians that this is your son. We chose him to be the vice president of Liberia if we win. And yeah, so the ANC, CPP, if you will, left from Grand Basel, what they did, they had a program. I was there. So basically, we don't see them going around the country yet. So I would surmise that probably they're waiting for the campaign period. That's when we'll see the politicians crossing the country to probably tell Liberians why they should be voted for. For now, everything is just in Montserrat, but we see the debate is all over the country. People debating, the country people debating, but we see them going across the country. When the National Elections Commission announces the campaign period.
Let me bring in Kato here. Kato, you came with a smart that been justified by to your colleague analyst here. The vice president, the sitting vice president, Chief Dr. Joy Howard Taylor, is crossing the country here. I'm not sure whether it's an official or the president dispatch. She seems to be the attack dog now, going to places, making speeches, and she's a sitting government. Is that a campaigning Jehovah Witness type that the CDC seemed to be at an advantage point because she was in Lofa, right? We saw her in the southeast gatherings, rally, telling the people your role will be those are political tone. Let's turn the camera off here and be a little bit straightforward. Do you agree with me?
No, I really do not agree with you on that. Like I said before on this platform, that CDC is not a complacent political institution. I think CDC is not sitting in the driver's seat and saying, okay, because these people are so dysfunctional. Speaking of the opposition bloc, and then we're gonna just sit down and say it will be a one-round victory. I think the vice president is doing what the vice president is supposed to do, and now she's going out there engaging her people and telling them about the tangible this government is delivering for its people, and that's a brilliant idea. The vice president will cross the country and move from counties to counties, from village to village, where she can reach to engage the people and tell them of the good and the tangible that this government is bringing to them, the relief, some of the relief the government is bringing to them. And that's a very brilliant idea. It's not campaign time. And when campaign time arrives, you will see the tsunami of blue wave all over the place. As of now, it's just more of just telling the people, engaging the people, and telling them some of the things that this government is doing in their own interests.
Let me break in Marley Jones. Marley Jones.
Yeah, I think now first of all, I want to start with Analyst Cotto. She just tried to educate us that something is happening from their end, and they don't have to be publicizing this thing. But what I want to say here is that the political parties and their activities is now a polar society. Well, when something happening is being relegated just to the polar society and its membership. And I want to believe Cotto will agree with me that the Unity Party is an old party. It has membership almost all over the world, including the United States. And I'm very sure the concern of the panel is also the concern of some of the Unity parties around the world. What is happening? They are inactive. And politics, when it's moving, you will feel it. It will go into your bones. You will feel it shaking your body. You will hear the news. So the issue of publicity is very cardinal to any political party. Then back to my brother Keto. I think the CDC is abusing its own political power. I think it has gone beyond the limit. They are in constant violation of NEC ultimatum not to start campaign. If you're telling me the vice president is doing exactly what the vice president is supposed to be doing, I want to say categorically that the vice president is in violation of NEC announcement that there's no campaign time. So why they choose this time to be inspecting projects? Why they choose this time to go to Southeastern and to rally the people? I've been following the vice president, she in violation. But again, as one of the panelists said, there's something called incumbent advantage. You see, but they are using this incumbent advantage against the other political party running campaign indirectly.
Okay, let me hold you there. We want to make use of time here. Cotto, let me just bring you here. You heard Marley Jones say your guy is seeking for the higher office of the land. There's nothing here. There's no secrecy. There's not any FBI conducting any underground or covert work yet. So it's on it. Are you saying, do you agree with him first, or everything done now is within Unity Party, not to the rest of the Liberian? Is that a case or what?
That's not even true. The thing is, he, categorically said it that this is not campaign time, and everything that we're doing, Unity Party is a party that abides by rules and regulations, and that is exactly what's going on. You see, endorsement programs are being held. We saw it even this going weekend. We saw the former chairman had a program to endorse. And yesterday we saw the university students were also having an endorsement program. Those are in programs that are going on behalf of the party. So we are not running campaign now. So you're just not going to see people running with emblem, vote. But we are not taking endorsement programs, which is part of the electoral process. So I don't know what he mean by plural society. If that were plural society, we would not be having these programs that are going on. Plural society is plural society. Political season is political season. Equally so, we have to abide by the rules. Now we're not going to behave like the CDC that is misusing opportunity. You know, they misusing power that they have. And at this time, I thought that they would be showing the tangible instead of running campaign. But unfortunately, we see them running campaign. But you know, we know what we stand for. We are not going to be like them. We will abide by rules and regulations, and we will just caution them that that's not what they're supposed to be doing. You have 4 or 5 years ago things that you were to do, you did not do it. But a few months to election now, you think you can do all of these things in short time. But you know, the Liberian people, they're looking at them. I know they are not. Liberian people, if they think the Liberian people are stupid, they just lying. I saw even Sir Joseph today telling the people, "Oh, you get hospital. Oh, tomorrow I come and bring medication. And you know, oh, you get the sewer line here. Oh, we're coming to clean all of those things. What happened since the 4 or 5 years? Okay,
Let's
but
bring you this news happening right now.
yeah.
12:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the East Coast. Carry on, and I just want to bring this new year. I just want to add a layer to your argument, and I'm thinking this is the kind of news Wilton Keto, who support GOL, would love to hear. But let me just add that maybe you just want to dip all in here. We saw, like you said, Senator Tuet, which of course our guy, they on a coverage here today. Not Senator Tuet, Senator Joseph, and that of Senator Tuet. They are in the Findet community. What we're hearing on $1 million settlement. Remember, since 2016, with the UL demolitions of those surroundings around the Findet Bell, GOL is making a settlement of $1 million. The process is ongoing today. Is that a timely one there for them? Who's somebody going to faint here this afternoon? Hopefully not. Koto, they are making a settlement right now.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying, you know, and you kind of had a break in to, you know, bring what the news was. You know, I just want to tell our Liberian people to be very cautious again. They are coming again to tell them that, oh, we're going to do this right now, because we saw what Sir Joseph did during the 2019 election and the 2020 election. They moved machineries in the Liberia communities that were making roads and fixing roads at the time. Right after the election, those roads projects were seized. Okay? And things that they promised to do for the people, they see there automatically. And now they're waiting again, time again for election. They're coming again, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But again, it's like I really want to say our Liberian people are no longer stupid. You know, we're not stupid here. You know, I was saying, our Liberian saying, we're no longer sitting here and stupid. We're watching what's going on. The thing you didn't do 5 years, you can't do it in 4 months now.
We want to keep within the time frame allotted until management can alter that. That's a mutual. We want to keep that. Keta, is she on point?
I think she's not on point. I think we got to speak with facts. I think Sir Joseph been engaging the Liberian people from the day he started. Even before he became senator, he was engaging. He was actively involved with Liberian people. He's been there from day one, and so he's just doing what he does best. I mean, to help and, you know, come to the aid of the Liberian people. He's been there. So I don't see why people will be jittery around here that when at this point when he's doing something they think is because of the election. No, it's not. Look, let me tell you something. Sir Joseph never been a race car parked in the garage. That waiting to be primed up before he gets moving. He always been moving from the get-go. And so I think right now people are making it seem like it's a campaign strategy. It has nothing to do with a campaign. The campaign strategy, you ain't see nothing yet. The likes of what is about to happen, you ain't see it yet. campaign will be a great one. And this is just engaging the people, talking to them one to one, going from door to door and hearing. Sir Joseph and what his name and the finance minister were at Daniel's Chia's residence in recent days. And is it because of campaign? No, they only went out because they were invited by somebody who thought it wise to invite them over there and listen to what the people had to say to them. So I don't think it's about campaign. I think Sir Joseph has been doing this thing from the get-go, and he continued to do it in the interest of Liberian people. He's a generous person, and that we should accept it for that. Void of politics.
Okay, Mally Jones.
Yeah.
You heard what Keto is saying. This is not a campaign. They don't see it, nothing yet. People should start jittering. They should get ready to embrace. The president himself is not getting out there doing his little things around, but the vice president has been more or less being dispatched to do all of the work. Sometimes after everything, the president himself will get out there. But do you agree with his point with respect to what they're doing? Now, $1 million, that's huge. This thing being dragged since 2016. Perhaps the fundings are available now, but let's look at the timing. Strategic?
Well, I think this time I would like to take my hat off to Keto and his CDC, team.
Are you trying to be like the Liberian, and there's too much imbalances on your part? One day you another side, they say, oh, you just being a realist and a bull-face guy.
Objectively, I'd like to be very objective. I just want to take my hat off to the CDC and its moving train right now on this particular issue. But here is the issue. If you fulfill a promise that you should have fulfilled ever since and you're doing it now, that's not campaign. Let's be objective about this. If you're delivering material goods at this time, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're making visitation at this time, there's nothing wrong with it. The problem with it is that it's the content of the message and your deliverables. And the body language will tell us whether it's campaign or not. But there's nothing wrong with it. Assuming Joseph Barker left and went to Vanjama to go meet the old people and tell them, oh, you have not seen me for a long time, just passed by to say hi. That's fine. That's not campaign. But if Joseph Barker went to Kolahu right now or Vanjama and tell the people, look, this government is doing so much bad thing around here. It's about time that you look up to me now. I'm the savior here. We can hold Joseph Barker in election contempt for running campaign ahead of schedule. Yes. So what you guys are doing is that because the messages are in twofold. Campaign messages is telling us about your tangible, what you have done. You see, and what you will be doing.
Time is not in our favor yet. Let me go to Toronto because
yes, telling us I come to visit. I promised you 2 years ago. I have just come with it. They can't hold anybody in contempt for that. So my hat off to CDC for that. But it's very strategic.
All right. Wharton Keto strategically managed to pull this guy over now through confession.
Because I can't even get married. I just not understanding married. 1 minute he saying the people violated, another minute he prays he dead.
Mali is having a sensitive conversation with the Liberal. You remember he's more or less he's not even talking to me here within the sense that but his telephone lines is flying over going to California in conversation with the Liberal.
Yeah, Mr. Mari, you got me confused now.
No, Kato, I mean, Belaya, I'm not getting you confused. I just want to be objective here. The issue on Bona is a specific issue. I just said, depending on the content of the message, we can declare it as campaign. But if you went to visit and you make a promise ever saying and you just making it now.
So, okay, let's be a little bit concrete here. Talking about the content, and I know you try to be very specific here, be calculative as well here. The vice president was in Lofa recently and told the citizens very soon the road will be okay. Is that a campaign?
Yes. It's a violation. You're not supposed to say that.
Keto, do you agree with the guy who just started with
you? I disagree with him because the road is a process. It was a project way before campaign, and the people in for a road. So the vice president went and told them and said, look, your road going to reach you people. Is that a lie? It's true.
That's
so
a
what
promise.
make it a campaign message? It's a promise.
Campaign messages come with promises. That's a promise.
The message that come with promise is vote for president. We are here to make the road reach to you. That's the campaign message.
Well, yes, a divided house. Unfortunately, that we are caught up with time here this morning here.
So if the radio station is going up, can we continue on the social media, or you want to?
Oh boy, yeah, you get into it. Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. Give it 12:30. Hopefully, yeah. So, Julius, we will be off exact 12. Even though we fall in a little late, and so, this is getting interesting. In the house now is Councilor Tiawonse Gonglo, guy from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And he facing himself like, I don't know, he coming back with Julius or coming back. When you see Sese boss into this here, it means somebody is saying something that he doesn't agree with. Let me make his voice heard before Julius take leave of all. Sese, you seem not to be a happy guy this Saturday. Happy Saturday from Minnesota.
Happy Saturday to you folks. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sese.
Hi to you. Hi to you. So how are you? How you doing?
I'm listening to Keto Tamata, and I'm listening to Mr. O'Malley try to make himself into a presser this morning, bending and reshaping himself and trying to find a bearing. Look, Senator Sir Joseph can rely on the work he has done to speak for him in Montserrat County. He can rely on the legislative agenda, the laws and bills that he has proffered or supported and co-authored and passed, and the legislative engagement for which they got all the money. He can show those proof and he can rely on it, because the good thing about being an incumbent is you have a record. You can show the people the matter you're sat on. Now, having said that, I think people are trying to blur the line between what it means to have an engagement and what it means to have a political campaign. And I think that line is getting blurry and blurry by the minute. And the more we keep trying to protect our own, like Mr. So can say, alligator, the more we blur that line. The vice president was campaigning. There's no if and but about that. Senator Sir Joseph is campaigning. If you are the incumbent, why are you so afraid of that? You got to be out there. Just let your body of work speak for yourself. Unless you're afraid that you haven't done the work that the Liberian people elected you for. So for me, I'm listening here to people trying to blur the line between what is a campaign and it's not a campaign. My man, let's call it what it is. I think Senator Sir Joseph is one of the good senators in the legislature. I have said it personally that even though I don't support the CDC, he will be a guy that I will support. But I think they got to all abide by the laws. They all got to abide by the rules. They have to stop trying to blur their lines.
Okay, Julius. Before you take look, is getting to be very dicey. And when I saw him backstage, I knew like he was coming from Keto, because it's like a cat and a mouse. When Keto outside throw out Sissy jumps in and other. I don't know what his ANC Dulakai is being here. But Julius, before you take leave of us, maybe you want to say a word.
Yeah, I just want to say something relative to what you're talking about pre-campaigning. It depends on who you talk to. If you talk to supporters of the ruling establishment, they will always say, "Hey, it's not pre-campaigning. Those are promises we made to the people, fulfilling the promises." And then if you want to talk to, probably take your microphone and want to talk to opposition, they will say that's pre-campaigning. So that's why I say it depends. So it depends on who you talk to. That's it.
What a convoluted one there, because everybody would take by here. But don't hesitate, just in case you want to leave. Keto, Sisse broke the ice. So the vice president was campaigning.
Well, Sisse trying to insinuate here. It's his own. He can say what he wants to say, but we know that campaigning you have to have your paraphernalia, campaign or I call it uniform on, hat bearer, carrying placards and all that, and chanting slogans and re-election and slogans and all that. That was not what was said. What the vice president was saying was, look, the president promised you guys that we were going to do this road. The road is ongoing, and the road will reach you people. And that's what she was saying. We got yet to announce campaign. in the country. Net has yet to do that. When Net announces the campaign, trust me, you will see fire. You will see real political campaign from the CDC. So as of now, it's just engagement. So you guys should not be jittery when it comes to engagement. And I don't see nothing wrong. Like, okay, sister said, why should the ruling establishment be concerned or afraid if they know what they got? Look, not so many Liberian people.
Correction. I didn't say ruling establishment. I said Senator Sir Joseph.
No.
I'm talking about the 99% about people you get. I said Sir Joseph.
Okay. So many people in Liberia do not know what is unfolding when it comes to the development. You talk about our role.
Hold on 1 second. Just hold on 1 second. We'll continue. We just want to say a big thank you to our sister network, SKY, for this relay. And we will be here moving forward every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to reach out to all actors, civil society, advocates, politicians, scholars, authors, and no one should be left behind. And we said a big thank you to SKY FM Incorporated and the management team for this collaboration. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
So like I was saying, okay, even Sir Joseph engagement with the community or the population is not strange. It did it way back before even becoming the government and stuff like that. So I mean, at this point when he's doing it, I don't think it's about election. I think it's about he's just been a generous person doing what he does best. So look, we should not be afraid. This election, Liberia will come out, Liberians will come out, and they will vote based on tangible.
And let me say something. Is that thing, that one word I keep hearing from seditions, tangible. What is it? It said the incomplete many investigations. By the way, what is the status of the guns that were found at the airport that threaten the national security of the country? What is the outcome of that? What really are the tangibles? Are we talking about when people stand and chat all day? Look, Keto, we will get to that point and we will hold your feet to the fire to tell Lebron what the tangibles are. What are the tangibles? Are the 47 condominiums built? Or what are the tangibles? Are the porcupine that was in the wild that has now become domesticated by the U.S. sanction? We're talking about all of those pieces when we get to that. But let's be very fair to the Lebron people. And like I said the last time, the U.S. ambassador said that we, people who sit on these platforms and propagate issues in Liberia, have to be truthful. And we have to hold people truthful. To say that it is not a political campaign because people didn't wear beret. Have you ever seen seditions that wear all the beret? Even if people went about the wear beret. So you look at it when people wearing beret. Okay? And you say people didn't have plaque. Are you joking me? And you say people didn't have battle cry. Where have you heard a sedition speaking one time? Even I got to say thank you, my people, for the thanks. There has to be a 500, I will say, followed by 3,000 battle cry song. Look, if the vice president of the Republic of Liberia wants to tell the nation the status of infrastructural development, you give him a policy speech, do that at the Capitol, do that with a press conference. Don't go to people begging for vote, trying to act like Nicodemus and pretending that you're not running the campaign, to tell us that the only way we can say you're running the campaign is to say declaratively that I'm running the campaign. Mr. Keto, you are wrong. Let's not fool the Lebron people.
So let me engage you on your own candidate. Let me engage when your own candidate carry the broom in his hand around. What are you doing?
Okay.
The broom is a symbol.
So here is the difference. You see, and that is why we can always catch up. One of them is being paid by public dollars to go out and do it, the vice president, and the other person is not. The second thing is, hold on. I'll get to you. You get to your point.
Well, we gotta bring the other food because I know the Keto and says it. It look like I don't know who trying to pull who and it's not working. Mala Jones.
He sent me a text and I refused it. That's why
Yeah.
Let me just and you refusing? Why would you refuse what?
Yeah. Let me just make one point of correction. Sister just put a lot of things in the basket right now. And the first correction I want to make is that the ambassador will keep quoting him and say he's entitled to his opinion. His opinion is not a trajectory to change our political landscape. That's one correction. And the second correction here is that NEC has even fallen short of its responsibility to tell us what is campaign message. What constitutes a campaign message? So NEC are even falling short there. So CC have all right to go in there and invade that territory to the best of his ability, because we don't know what constitutes campaign. But again, personally, I feel is a maybe we can settle down.
I bought an ambassador because now I'm coming catching. That hope I can catch it.
Why are you quick to fall in like that?
and the next thing here is that, as I said from the beginning, it depends on the content of the message. Sister just talk about the issue of deliverables. I mean, tangibles. Tangibles should be deliverables. But the substance of the tangibles, Sister is driving at.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me put this here before I bring in Kato in. Look, guys, you know, it's better to beg if you, and then people give it to you, then where I try to put, oh yeah, I don't see it. Why? Okay, hold on 1 second. Because I have it. Huh?
The cash I'll be putting up.
Yeah, is it there?
No, it's not there, but I cannot participate in cash app activities. I have been warned by the U.S. government. So
no. Okay, but if we can even something here. Let me see here. Oh, so the people think they now warn you. So okay, this is LPR. It's both Cash App and Zelle, by the way, and it's in the name. The Zelle, the account with Citizen Bank, so it can be done either way. That is being finalized, and part of that is to give. They don't sky 0 cent. They requested. This is part of giving back to the community. But we also understand that it's a tough time in the country as well. People buy fuel. People got to Saturday. Some people are supposed to be home, but they come to studio to carry these. And everyone on the extensions that we can talk to management, but at the same time, we have to use our own good conscience, not just necessarily the analysts, but to all our viewers, followers. If you want to see real good time conversations in the civil context, I'm not talking about the play thing, people that be tabata that be talking about, but to talk the real issue. You can also support the work of the Liberia Public Radio. That's a number there, 682-433-8802 is available on Cash App and Zelle with Citizens Bank. So that's not even the number that everything is attached. I just wanted to mention that. I get a text message here. 1 or 2 persons say they're going to type in. We say thank you so much. Vendors contributed $10 the other day, and as long we get something, we'll be able to give back to our sister network for whatever they are doing out of our own will. They never asked, they have never asked in the first place, but we got to use our good conscience. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Malik.
Yes.
Is that Malik or Keto who was talking?
Keto brought in the issue of Councilor Gongolo broom. The broom, from my own thinking, is symbolic of what to come. It's not what has been fulfilled. You see, the role is both symbolic of what is ongoing and what will reach the people. So, as I said, it depends on the content. And whenever Tiawo Gongo raises the broom, there are 3 things in our broom: fundraising, or accounted for fundraising from the diaspora. He's sweeping corruption from the various houses and the various rooms. And he can even use the broom to whip people who will not be in conformity with the rules and regulations of Liberia. So there are a whole lot of interpretation in our broom. You see, I tend to be challenged. I know this. But however, when we talk about the deliverables, when the CDC is about to tell us what they have done, it constitutes their deliverable and other things. That's campaign. But if the CDC is telling us, oh, we promised you $1 million last year, we are here to deliver the $1 million. All right? It will constitute future deliverables, but it's not campaign. And assuming NEC was holding CDC in content with that, I can go to court and defend CDC on that, and CDC will show the win.
You will lose. You had lost $100 million drug case.
Because where we're supposed to be coming from is that the timing. Why this time? That's the strategic thing that we should be asking. Why at this time they're making the kind of $100 $1 million project money promise. Why at this time? So the timing there, we can hold it into contempt. The timing is not necessary. We can tie it into a campaign activity. The timing.
You can press charges. Can you press charges for that, Cotto? Will you be part of such charges if they were to be pressed against the government? Why you didn't give it 1 million 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago, and you're giving it today? Can we press charges? I mean, yeah, then I would, because it's what his name, Marley Jones now is like
Man, a political presso. It make it Benny himself.
I think he's been marketing himself, and nobody is sending any also like, you know what? I'm gonna go like the what his name? What is Donald Trump Garney again?
The fixer.
Oh no, you don't want to be the Michael Cohen, so you don't want to be maybe it's Steve Bennett Tabian, and let me just do anything. Who knows? Do you agree with him, Cotto?
Of course not.
Wow.
I'm here to just list we are tangibles.
So is there anything that we cannot make? We cannot point out generally? There's nothing that we can
can't sit here. If I sit here and tell you that we haven't done some things, I would be lying. Okay, and I don't run that other politics. It's just that the amount of money, the debt sitting right now as compared to what is being done. And for me, coming from an accounting background, you must your expenses must be equal. Your income should be within your expense, or you run into deficit, or you run into surplus. So, and looking at what have come in, commensurating with our development that our brother always saying tangible, you look at it is far different. And I just want to list few of we are tangibles here. We had the tangibles of the auditors, that were killed. The tangible of the 3 missing boys. Okay, the tangible of the road, incomplete road, RIA. Those are the tangibles we're going to be looking at. And we're going to look at the increased debt ceiling from 3% up to 36%. I mean, in 6 years or 5 years term, 5 year, few months term, that is a debt ceiling. We saw the former president left it at 3%, and now we have gone to 36%. Looking at that, those are the tangible we're going to be looking at. Because if you raise it in 36%, what will happen within 12 years term? Okay, and those are the tangible we're looking at. We think tangible the teachers he promised the University of Liberia, and he said that he gave tuition free. Comparing the tuition free to the expenses of the university, we cannot even compare them. So if you take the budget and do not have a source of increase or a source of accumulating money to pay that free tuition, I mean, it's not a good thing to have gone, to make that promise, because you should know where the source of income will be coming from before you make such a promise. And that is not in. And I would not tell you that's a bad thing that was done. It's just that how it was done, it was just not done right. That's all. And the
let's get to respond.
This also give me chance. Just 1 minute.
We're moving this one. We're moving strictly on time. We just gotta be. We will not have time because I know the authority will never end.
Okay, let me stop there for now. You see, I just want to list there. You see, I don't have time. Okay, let me stop there for now. I have my list. But
that list there will never be exhausted until after even the election result is announced. That list will still go through it. But Keto, just make a quick response to what you talk about your tangibles. They have not talked about it. Just make a quick response, and then we're going to have a 1 minute each closing time before we wrap up for this afternoon.
I can see where Koto come from. You want to find a level playing field as to the squander opportunity the Unity Party government had over the past 12 years and over 16 point some billion dollar positive economy, and there's no tangible to see. So she won't form a kind of a more equivalent. Yeah, I mean you can't fool a Liberian when it comes to that. You can't talk about Ralphie Highway because construction is a process, it's not an event. And every process of construction in the country, I mean, people are seeing it. It's visible. You can see the progress. And so you can't fool a Liberian people on that. That's what we talk about tangible. So when you talk about education on the side at your university, you cannot tell a student who is not taking money from his pocket or from his parents' pocket to pay his school fees, even though he pays other activity fee. So, I mean, the tangible is real. It's not negative. The investigation as far as the different devs and all that stuff, they are ongoing stuff. And some of them concluded, and some of them, they are still under investigations.
Okay, guys, what a beautiful conversation. Some are concluded, some on an investigation. I'm wondering whether those investigations will be completed before the election. But if not, the next government can carry on, right?
Oh,
Just continue to government.
Definitely. We got Tupac being killed way back when we were not even in America, and they're still trying to find who killed him.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Let's do a roundtable wrap up here quickly, 1 minute each here. So let's condense whatever we have, and by hopefully next Saturday we'll be back here. It's 1 hour being allotted, and we are grateful for that during this. And as time go by, we negotiate and see whether we can have an extension. June Malice.
Well, I actually want to speak to CDC deliverable or tangible, whatsoever they call it, because I don't know what I did right now. So I'm waiting for August 5th to listen to their tangibles. But for now, I will be preempting, to think what is their tangible, only to know that it's something different. So I don't want to speak much to that. And secondly, I'm sure they have tangible to deliver. And the second thing is that I think we need to pick a cue from the Nigerian election. This guy was elected. When he took over after the oath, he refused, or let's say he failed to audit the government. Now he's in trouble. He just announced that the fuel subsidy that Nigeria was using, where they pay $887 million every year to subsidize fuel, he's removing it. And that's creating tension in the system. It's creating tension because he refused to order this guy because they brought him in as a godfather and he protecting the guy, and there are a whole lot of problems down there. I hope we will not repeat this. Thank you.
Okay. Sese Goya. Who was talking, say, Councilor Tiawonse Gonglo now tapping Mirror Broad as the VP. Is that the conversation in the corridor of LPP Tiawonse Gonglo? Have you heard that?
Look, before I answer that question, though, I think it will be unfair if you give me 1 minute to respond after Mr. Amadi talk about my broom being having only 3 straws in it.
You bring him more straw to put in the broom.
So why can't you have to leave? You won't be the last.
Who said the broom get 3 straw?
Omale, there's over 3 things in the broom. And you see
Mali Jones is becoming a controversial guy on the way he comes from that one.
You can throw a bomb in high, they'll not catch it. But I was telling him today with me on the other show, I will tell you how many straws in our broom. But anyway, on a serious note, look, you should have known by now that the LPP and the Gonglo movement were running a logical, cogent, sensitive, smart campaign, people-centered campaign. We're not running a Trump White House or an ANC war room where everything that gets said there comes out. We don't do that. We don't do that. The councillor is engaging with every Liberian. I'm not going to speak on the issue of, at one point in time they say, well, Henry Costa. Another time now it's Mirror Broad. Another time it says the Manny Warner. We are happy that Liberians see the confidence in Tier 1 Gonglo and they are proffering names and recommendations to Tier 1 to consider. Ours is not the other way around, where we're going to be going behind people to beg them and they're going to be telling, oh, no. What it seems to be Liberian people are saying with all of these insinuations is that they are recommending people that they think will help Tier 1 Gonglo in the path of moving Liberia forward. So for that, I'm just going to say that we are not a group of people who try to leak information just to gain relevance. For us, it's about Liberia. It's not about us. It's not about the information that we have. Now, having said that, look, Dr. George Manawia has done some good things in Liberia, in his government. But usually I get confused when people sit down and talk about these tangibles. And Dr. O'Malley is pretending that you don't know what a tangible is. We don't have to wait for later on. We're talking about things that have been delivered that we know about. And my brother Keto, with all due respect, to sit and talk about an engineering process and try to make it look like it's a campaign, it's a process, not an event. Yeah, it is a process, not an event. But when the process is wrong from the beginning, then that whole thing is wrong. The engineering process is a design process, is a scientific process. And the way it got set up on our highway is wrong from the beginning. It will be wrong when it ends up. Now, I just want to point out some of the tangibles that my brother, the CDC, have done. The rice subsidy, where you give money to people to bring it, they're supposed to bring in rice to ease the rice shortages. That's a tangible. We get that. You got people stealing fuel at the place that's supposed to be security officers. You're suspending one time. You make or you own something. You say, yeah, I was taking thing and investigating it every day. You're bringing back away. Yeah, that's a tangible. You brought Lone Star Air. Oh, sorry, that was a kick. You ate it. Done what I want. That was a tangible. Y'all took the first lady, y'all said to China. I was trying to say, oh, all right, I'm going to bring hair factory. Oh, we're waiting. She's still buying wig from online. That is the tangible. Look, y'all stop doing that papa thing. When we get to that point, we'll talk about that. But I'm hoping that Keto, I beg you, call the people that they give you all the tangible, because next time you come, we want to hold you accountable. For the Liberian people that are seeking redress, that are seeking peace, that are seeking a new way forward from those people who took government. And they were educated. Yes, I'm talking about the LA and Buakai team that were educated people that had the goodwill of the international community. They built schools in bushes that they did not have a way to sustain. Now there are forests over those schools. They did not put laws in place that would make sure to force succeeding governments to pay for those schools. So they cannot come here today and sit down and try to pretend like they know something about a debt ceiling. And by the way, there is nothing such as a debt ceiling in Liberia. That is a made up stuff for the United States. And so we will be holding these people accountable that felt like they should have done something for Liberian people. They didn't do it. Now all of a sudden they think they're different, but they can't tell how they're different. And the CDC is going to pretend like they're going to be using Liberian people like, oh, but y'all did it before, so I said we're doing it too. This is not a wiffle ball. We're not playing table tennis with the Liberian people between the CDC and the United Party government. The Liberian people need to find an escape out of this table tennis match between CDC and the UP government. Old man Joe Barker, tell us how your new policy differ from the old UP policy and why you did not chastise or question your leader at the time when she was going against what you stood for.
Oh, man, if you go out of Bravia, we ain't get insurance. Oh, what? It kept on throwing you out of Bravia, you on your own. We're not.
I ain't even talking. Let me. I'll have to address it.
Oh.
Oh, you're talking about the tangible you list that?
No, I got 1 minute. I ain't really calling me here.
Oh my God.
So I thought you gave me 1 minute again.
All I want, you calling for another 1 minute?
You told me.
You get 1 minute to say?
1 minute. I used to 1 minute. How went long?
And you say you get that away. Oh yeah, okay. I see a text here. Says take my 1 minute. The man send me the text here. You okay, man? You close your maker. I says, why is that cat finish selling your boy right? He gave him. Okay. All right. Who wants to go first? You want to go? Or where needs what on? Who wants to go first?
Got to go because the deal with Joseph Waka just now.
It's very unfortunate that Keta would come here and say the fair 12 years.
This the major charity come on.
Then leave that story. I'm talking about yours. You said I'm listing the tangible is based on the failed government, 12-year failed government that did not do all of these. And I come back to you. Let the man talk about Joseph Barker, the man that Kennedy. Who can talk about him? I don't even take those things as issue. My concern is what is being done, what the people can see as the tangible you consider, and what really the tangibles are. And for me, I'm not going to attack personality. I'm attacking the things that's supposed to be done for the Liberian people. Right now, what can they do? Are they having jobs? Are they having good living conditions as compared to the 12 years? Those are the things we're going to be arguing on. It's not somebody staying in 12 years and they didn't do anything. And when they were in 12 years,
Oh, tu sais pas
You
quand internet
yes.
good?
Stop that thing back.
Sorry, somebody keep calling me. I don't know. You know, I'm using my phone today, so I'm having an interrupt.
You get a trouble because get a tape
Yeah, I think that's what Keller doing because he make people calling me here because I'm talking about his Kennedy. And to be frank with you, when you look at Liberia, I don't know when you left from Liberia and going there now, compared to what we were in, because I live in Liberia all through the war and after the war, the development I went on in and around Monrovia and its environment, up to even the Bapolu that never had road led to even the southeastern, some of the area that never had roads. That road were built to those places. You should be, congratulating or commending the 12 years that these people have stayed in power. And in fact, the 12 years they stayed in power, but they were able to at least accumulate some funds that you are now carrying on with these road projects. Because since your government came in power, I have never seen where they have on their own had any project for road. Show me one that is tangible. I want you. Tell me one project that they succeeded in from scratch to an end, not anything that I'm sure of. So all of these roads, you should be thanking the 12 years Ellen government that initiated all of these road projects. And now that you can't even initiate one, and the next government that will be coming in will just have to continue with the Ellen-led government projects. So those are the things that we will be running our campaign on. I'm not here to attack personality. So your tangibles are not really tangible. We will be listening in the 12 years, and that's why we think Joseph Barker can continue, this project and initiate more new projects instead of coming to say we're continuing what we are continuing and he can't complete. Okay? So we will be initiating new projects, and then in fact, we will be going forward to look at good, things for the country. Right now, we're looking at where you guys will talk about no phone, and living on United States and don't want United States to interfere in your government. How will you say the people providing funds for you and they should not interfere in your affairs? That's not right. I can be giving you my money and you're misusing my money, and then you tell me I cannot tell you how to use the money. And then where comes the ambassador, to intervene, because what has been going on, killing been going on, nothing being done about it. Financial malpractices been going on, audits have been coming up. There have been no step taken against the audit or even investigation continuing or even be conducted. And those are things that we will be talking about. Okay? So I just want to say to my Liberian people, I don't know, there's a closing period, right? The closing time now.
That's it now.
You're supposed to be closed long time ago.
You're calling for replays.
To let the Liberians know that we should not sit there again and these people they come again few months and say they're coming to initiate, we will do all along in the real government, we will soon be doing, all we will do, and we shall be doing. It has never been that we have completed this, we have done this. And now this is what we want to let you guys know, that those false promises, you should not listen to them because they are not going to be completed as they have said. And our country is going to go backward. If you want for the country to continue going backward, then you can vote for WIA. But if you want the country to be improved, we say vote Joseph Yuma Boaka when the time comes for campaign and election time, so that at least we will have a better government. And it's not going to be like a continuation of Ellen government, but better or more or good governance that we will be bringing in 2024. Thank you guys for today, and I'm glad that I was part of this day talk, and we'll be here again another day.
Okay, so
Well, at least don't
I'm
come
quite
by.
sure
Maybe
Sedition
so I
gonna
will
get
come
my
by.
way.
What?
Sedition gonna get my way. Get off for he to give his cyanide waiver to. You want to withdraw it, Keto?
I withdraw I want my points. I want my points back. My meaning.
Well, yeah, the
So
message here
finally,
with me now. So how you gonna withdraw it?
And they can give the ticket bow. Don't mind. Take it. Have the time.
All right, Keto, let's go make a point so we will
yeah,
wrap up
okay.
for the day.
So let me just make a couple of corrections. As Koto said, the government at no point in time said that the Americans should not interfere in our political affairs or whatever. I think it was individual who came out and said it. So that we shouldn't put on Liberian government. Secondly, we're talking about tangible. She said all the stuff we're talking about is incomplete. Look, the first thing, look at the Freeport of Monrovia, the port office, first of its kind. Look at the NSA, first of its kind. Complete that. People in it right now. So a lot of different structures, first of its kind in Liberia under this administration. So you can tell me that are things that are being incomplete. They are incomplete, or they were initiated by the former administration. We got some roads in Liberia that this government took from scratch and completed. We talk about the Doe Community Road, first of its kind in that area. You understand? So the San Nicolas to look at Tour Road, I don't know if it was initiated by Ellen Johnson Sally, but President Weah is doing a tremendous job by alleviating the pain and suffering of the people in Nima County. So you can tell nobody right now, like the people say in Lofa County, a lot of government came. Doe came into office. We heard the Banga Malakoma Highway. There were not Kota put on our road. Now we see Kota going on our road, crossing the bridge, going into Lofa County a little bit. People are happy because of that. So there are so many tangible. We see the Babulu Hospital, first of its kind in Liberia, in that region. Those are tangible. We see tuition-free universities and colleges, public universities and colleges in the country, first of its kind in Liberia. We see digital tie system in the University of Liberia, first of its kind. You understand? JFK has so many equipment now that do a lot of different procedure in our country, first of its kind in Liberia. So you cannot tell me, first of its kind since our Civil War, our executive mansion was damaged. Ellen Johnson Sally put a lot of money in there, according to them, the Unity Party, to renovate that executive mansion, but they could not even stay in the executive mansion. President, we have to come and finish it. First of its kind since our Civil War. So there are so many things that this government can point to and say, look, in fact, when people were sitting home during the COVID-19, they were being paid, unlike other countries in the world. You sat home, government has subsidy for you to go get somewhere and go get some money from food bank or whatever, but you were paid while sitting home. The economy didn't drop. When our economy was off free fall,
Okay.
and the rate was going up high. This bank, the financial team came and they strategized and they put something in place that keep our rate at a stable rate at this
Guys,
point.
let's leave it
First of
here
its
tonight.
kind in a long time.
Before, real quick. No, I get one thing. One thing. Mr. First of its kind. They were still getting me first of its kind. They were made music.
All right, guys.
Make them on Lofa County. There is no quota entering Lofa County. All the other Tabata will talk about a different day. Let's delete that part there. There's no quota entering Lofa County.
All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much, but in the interest of fairness, we got to and transparency. One of our followers, being a good prime time follower, but there are some people who, when they give, they just say, "I'm giving for the good of what you guys do." And it's good to mention to your colleague. While we put this, we receive $100 as a contribution to LPR by one of our followers. By like, you know what, I'm giving it. I don't want my name. I just want to be a person to give. And other people like to just do it that way. But I think it's why true it came through the number. I think it's fair to mention to the colleagues panelists just to let you know. But guys, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank our sister network, Sky FM. Can you talk to some of the seditions, maybe the high supporter? You know that I don't know. Dolake promised all here, and he went. They say he back. What happened?
No, Dolake came back. He's been dealing with some personal situation. He'll be back. Him and I spoke, I think 3 days.
Is he back in the States?
He got back finally, but he's been dealing with some other stuff. So he promised to be back on the show. We spoke 3 days ago, him and I.
Are you? He even called me. He for you.
Man, he's on TV now. I'm more powerful. I'm more popular than all of you. So leave it. So people calling me.
Yeah. They know who to really make friend with. Because when you come back here,
you will change the internet setting when you went like, bro, but he didn't succeed. So he's like,
you get a man about me.
You know what? Guys.
So these are the images of people today. What the $1 million CDC? That's a thing they're committed the images that we are getting and people that are supposed to be paid off. Man,
you finish the show what they're gonna be for Keto. Keto, you see them, man?
No,
I ain't saying nothing. I just watching it.
No, but I mean that's just the images.
He just laughed, Mr. So the man said he just laughed.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. But yeah, look. Hopefully, for those of you connected with those people, I mean, we want to have a conversation here now. More or less, it's at a different level. We don't want to be just render judgment here without talking to these people. We want to have something on record. But hopefully, yeah, for those sincere trust.
But who you want to talk to? Let's see if we can call some people. Who you want to talk to? Who you want to come on the show?
I'm not selective. We're not even. We need to be looking at some of the records.
My uncle Sir Joseph.
Eh?
Can I bring my uncle Sir Joseph, followed by Akaras Gray and Solomon Senator. What is Solomon? What is Solomon last name?
Solomon George.
Yeah, I'll bring the people now.
Can you have great? I think
I can.
If I call you,
my senator, I want Solomon George.
Senator Sergeant, I'm a Waterloo man. So if I call him, I know, but I want to have a Karas Gray. If you can do that, I think I have his number.
I think it will be hard if a Karas come.
Yeah, I want to have a Karas Gray. A Karas Gray has become like a wild geese of lately. Wild geese, not in the bad context, but he's been very forceful. And politician, whether you like it or not, even the Republican, you saw what Matt Gaetz did when they were voting for Speaker, the men who had nothing to do with it, because they want to be controversial, because they want to be the highlander in the party. Guess what? He put him and dominated Donald Trump to be the speaker because he wanted some political setup.
Karas Gray can lay out issues. He can discuss issues. Sometimes he put it for your mouth.
Yeah, I think depending how people you treat, depending how you treat your guests, the guests too become combative because nobody wants to come in a public and you think you just want to rub things in their faces or stuff like that. So I'm quite sure, depending on the server, the content, and even my understanding, the former RG is contesting, right? Josephine Davis.
Yeah,
I called multiple times, but maybe because they don't know people. So
you can call them together at the same time.
I think we can get those people.
I want to play. By the time I go there, then they kick it out. They throw it away. So of course, we want to talk to everybody, and I think that's where guys we need to focus on because I know we've been focusing on the executives. I mean the executive, but I think it's on the legislature. We having 73 people that are contesting. This is where all of these problems we are having to. That's where they are. That's where they are part of the problem. So I think we need to hold them to. We need to know these people for our viewers, our listeners from different counties. If you know your people that are contesting, just send their number, or if you have some sort of a good rapport with them, let them come here. We don't humiliate people here. We allow people. We don't interrupt our guests. We don't become judgmental. We will just ask the questions needed to be asked. So if you can do us a favor, send some of the people that are contesting in your county. I will start with my own county, but some of them have a microphone too. So, and we can force people. But we can talk to Honorable Coluba, and let us know. You know, even though we see him talking some stuff, but what are the root causes? Why get him to do what he's doing, what he's saying? I'm not saying what he's saying is bad, but there must be something. We need to know the root causes and how it can be fixed, in whatever way. Because you told your uncle, the people you hang in, man, uncle don't.
I will do some reach out. I will do some.
Yeah, please, I will be grateful. And Ketot, Honorable Great, if you can get to him too, we appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll
And
get
then
to
we can
Michael
arrange
Gilman.
those things Saturday because we want their voices to be heard too if they feel comfortable that way.
I'll get to Michael Gilman, and he probably would.
Hey, but Frederick, are you that easy? You can make people say can be easy to do. They can want kind of man. We're not going to do no fact checking. We're just going to ask. He's seeking re-election. Why is he seeking re-election?
You know Achimo in trouble. Tell the Achimo.
You want to
I just fetch a jet trail out there. I just read it and pass by him.
You trying to get him to CDC?
I'm just saying he's a trail. I just pass by him.
You don't want to get him over to CDC?
No, Achimo Fetcher is a wolf in sheep clothing. He with CDC. Don't worry.
Oh, you're already talking to Achimo in the background?
Baba, Petro is a bad man. Yeah, he's trying to expose other people here now. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a pleasant Saturday. All right, bye-bye. Okay, to all of our viewers, we say thank you so much for your time, and our sister network in Liberia, SKY-FM and TV Incorporated for giving us this opportunity in this sort of news content sharing. And again, we are opening it up. No matter who you are, which political, it's good to have these conversations in a safer context, because when you shove things in the down people's throats, you're not either doing good as well. We need to know why people do things, what they are doing. We need to, and let us give them the opportunity to express themselves on these things. That is very, very vital and important. I want to thank you so much. It's 1:44 Eastern Standard Time. Next Sunday, I will be back here with another edition of the Liberian War Today. We are not just going to only prioritize politicians. If you are ordinary Liberians, you have a story worth telling, let us know. If you have ideas, innovations as to how Liberia can be built, how Liberia should be progressed, business, whatever, students, advocates, everybody should be held accountable. We all of us, including we who sit behind the microphone as facilitator. You heard what the ambassador said. He made it crystal clear. People sit and say things because of their feelings, because of their personal, whatever reason they have with other people. We shouldn't do that. When it comes to the countries, let us be open. Let's take a holistic approach to national conversation. And this challenge is on the head of those in the media industry. We need to help to drive the narrative. If the politicians want to somersault, they do not want to talk those issues, we need to redirect them to return to baseline. Let us be policy oriented. Let us give choices why people should pick X than Y. And those are the things we really want to dip in. That's what I want to have some of those people, and even the lawmakers, the legislative branch, 73, they're going to be contesting. We always talk about concession. We always talk, they don't talk to one another. We always say they do this, they do that, they do that. They don't want to confront people. When the president makes an appointment and they have the constitutional authority to reject, to do their due diligence, if the president appoints and that person goes for confirmation, and if he or she does not meet the criteria, they have the obligation to reject. So these people too must be questioned. You can't just dump everything on the executive branch of government. They have different functions. They provide check and balances on executive. So they themselves, they are part and parcel. Why are they not sitting down to draw a bipartisan sort of conclusion? We saw what happened with the debt ceiling. In as much it took a longer time, but Cuckoo Hair Calvin McCarthy was able to go and have this conversation. Politicians cut deals. Only Liberia, I see that politicians, they are just like, they are not enemies. You have your own political ideology that your party carries, and you want to protect that, which is okay. So what is the deal that Sir Joseph Abraham Darrow Delon can say was when in Yombly and Akara Grade, because we take this bitterness, we make it so personal. Liberia, not for you. You're just there on an interim basis, because after 6 years, 9 years, you will never continue to be where are the senators that used to be senators or representatives. All of them will come and go. But the Republic of Liberia will stand. Until then, folks, thank you so much for your commitment to this network. Have a pleasant day. Bye-bye. No, let me just do the Everyone know this song here, this song from the southeastern side of Liberia. Let's take this load off our head, the load of suffering, the load of deceit, the load of hypocrisy, lies, everything. And this is by gospel artist Alice Newant, based in Baltimore area, right here in the USA. As a Christian Tatal at some point, if this is the first time, we say thank you for joining the Liberia Public Radio. To Ben's Ward Chore? Oh my goodness, if I don't call your name, please, I'm sorry. Mamadou Diallo, Morris CDB, thank you so much. Sidewant Jebota, thank you. This is how Liberian Public Radio has been from time to time, unbiased, fair, balanced, and make the news proportional. Rufus Kennedy, thank you so much. Our own mentor, Achimo Frederick. Abel, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Josephine Thomas. Mata Cole, thank you for being part of this program. D. Hassan Flomo, Sam TV, thank you for chipping in. Abat Ali, Mike Lavela, C. Malukoli, Jalo, Cooper, and of course, all of our analysts. Thank you for your time. Julia Saki. Until then, I am Afonso Zian, so I'm signing off into this edition. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.